Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chup the podcast or Lusine Banike Banla. We're your hosts, Adhar,
Risha.
And Anna.
and today we are back with yet another episode. If you didn't catch our visual disclaimer already, then please come towards your monitors to see it. If not, then this is an audio trigger warning, as we will be talking about eating disorders, body image issues, etc. in the video today. And if you are sensitive to these topics, we advise you to skip this episode and go listen to our other episodes. We recently did an episode on cancel culture. So if that interests you, you can go watch it, or you could go to our YouTube channel to look at the different topics that we have covered until today to see what suits you best. Today's episode is going to be largely based off of beauty standards. Firstly, I want to quickly mention that beauty is subjective. So what's beautiful to me might not be beautiful to you, but we should know that we are beautiful to ourselves, and that's what the end goal is. So I have a question for you guys. Is there any beauty standard that you have been personally affected by, or something that you feel like you have to meet, which has affected you in any ways?
For me, not now, but then poila, when I was, I don't know, in grade 7, 8, the concept of being slim and thin, that was like very much into my head. So that was, I guess, the peak time when I was like really thin, the puberty time. But then every time I looked at myself, I thought that I was fat, which is so stupid because looking back, that was like me being the thinnest
Mm,
or the
true.
somewhat that I've ever been. Yeah, so that time
Mm,
I would like say that was when, beauty standards really hit me and I was really
mm,
affected by it.
mm. I think for me, say before, like I'm a little on the tanner skin side. So before there was that, which we will talk about later, being tan skin. But I say honestly, like it's about like not being tall. Like I know people are gonna say like, oh my god, like such a pick me, like being tall is you like what not. But like honestly, like even like being short, like I know people don't understand it. Even when I talk to my friends, they're like, "What?" But yeah, being on the shorter side. I would. Is there really a beauty standard to be tall though? Question.
I don't know. I think it's for men, but I don't really
No,
know for women.
I think it is. Think about it,
Yeah, I
like
think it is.
if you want to become a model, you have this certain height limit that you have to
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
be. I mean,
Yeah.
the same for I think Miss Nepal, I mean you need it. So like that
Mm.
imposes the beauty standard.
So it is. Like it is valid to be
No,
insecure about it.
yeah.
True. But then
Yeah.
this concept of beauty standard is so subjective, as others said, right?
Mm.
And it's so different for different cultures, tribes, country, and even like different time frames.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one time in 19th century, teeth blackening was considered beautiful in Japan. And now like I don't
Black
think
nails.
that's there.
Teeth
Blackening your teeth.
blackening?
Black tea. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw a
exactly.
video. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but now it's like super white. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait,
No.
but what about other though? Like which beauty standards have
Yeah,
you been personally affected by?
mine Mine is also like Resha. You remember this time, I think it's like 2016, 2017, and I mentioned it last episode, Mabani. 2016, 2017, there were like Victoria's Secret runway fashion shows was booming. And like,
The hype.
yes, and at that particular time, you would see these models and like, just, angels wanting the, and like, मलाई चाहिँ I wanted to be like them, okay? And it was this, I was not very skinny त्यो बेला, but I wanted to be. And after I graduated grade 10, होइन 3 महिनाको छुट्टीमा मैले literally केही खाएको थिएन, and I lost so much weight.
Mm.
I was like super thin त्यो बेला, like मेरो त्यो, I have eye bags, but मेरो eye bags नि हराइदियो के त्यो बेला, because the only thing I was eating was cucumbers, like literally water and cucumber. And I'm not saying eat that, that was, I had a lot of body image issues because of that. I literally don't like Victoria's Secret Tebara. It's a bad thing, but I had a lot of like body image issues of being
Mm.
petite and like smaller. You know what I mean?
Mm. just a disclaimer, that is like the worst way to lose weight because like
Yeah.
if you do that and you start
Yeah,
eating normally, then you'll gain like plus 10 kg. So like eat healthy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Eventually you will, yeah. Like,
The
exercise, like
the thing about these medias and big companies showing us is though that you have to be very thin, or just showing the models that are very thin really influences young teenagers, especially because of course they're going to compare themselves to what they see, right? And
Mhm.
when they see people with such petite bodies and perfect hourglass figures, it's very natural for especially teenagers or younger girls to fall
mm,
for it and to want to become like them, and
Yeah.
that's where these things get messy, I guess.
No, that's so true because I think 2016, 17, I was like 14 or like 13, I know. But I was young and impressionable. So at that time I thought being petite and like thin was what made me look beautiful, Nita. And I remember like I kind of gained weight, but I was always like this fluctuating weight mark. I never really reached 60 kilos per year, not Bella, because like I was still young and I was still very small. Nito. I'm a 60 kilos now, but I used to feel like I was overweight. Okay? And like I remember this one time when my friend he wrote mero going away type. We had this tradition of
Farewell.
writing shirts के एक अर्काको
mm.
सर्टहरूमा फेयरवेलको दिनमा and he literally wrote कम खाने गर जिम जा के
Oh
that
my god, that is
Oh, that's
that broke
so
me
mean.
literally. And the thing is
That's so mean.
like maybe he didn't intend it to be this so harsh, but it was okay. And that also kind of drove me into the body image issues because like we had like these huge mirrors ke school ma, and then like every time Zana Kedi, I used to look at myself and then like there was somebody who used to say, oh my god, your body looks like a box ke? And it was like so bad. Like I had such severe body image issues, eh? And like I was like, no, I have to be petite, I have to be skinny, which is why I did what I did after grade 10. Okay. And I was not even 60 kilos, like grade 10 and Unasama. So like for me, it was just
I
this,
know.
it was a very
I have
bad.
a question. You keep
Mhm.
mentioning being petite. You're aligati on the taller side, right? So like does being tall, is it also an insecurity? Because I've heard people say like, oh, they are models, right? 5'9", whatever. So you're also adikati tall, So like, is that also like an insecurity, or like are you fine with like being tall? Like you both of you.
No, I am not insecure of being tall. Like, yeah, like I said, I used to like idealize these women, like these models as a kid. I wanted to be a Victoria's Secret model, okay, which is why I kind of went into the very bad path of kind of trying to lose my weight and everything. But also, being tall was never an insecurity because I always loved, being tall because everybody kind of complimented it, and like also told me that it was because I got my parents' height. My parents are pretty tall, and so I got it from my parents. But that it kind of made me feel happy, Kako, but not
You
really.
should. Being tall is beautiful. But sure is being short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, I don't think being tall or being short defines beauty, but I think even if you're not like you're not as tall as me, I don't think you should feel insecure about it because you're still pretty. Like you're still amazing, and beauty is subjective. Okay, I swear. Like who cares?
exactly, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
So cheesy.
So,
We realize
I
from
mean,
within.
that it is what it is. Okay? That's like so true.
True, but cheesy, but true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talking about beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, do you think that beauty standards are affected by the need to please male validation and the male gaze for women and vice versa? Like for men it's
Yes.
to validate. You think so?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I think so
Mhm.
too.
Why do you sound so surprised? You don't think so?
Exactly.
I try not to think so. It kind of sounds like the
Really?
name. Yeah, because
It sounds
But
bad, yeah, but oh.
it's true. Like you wanna be like appear attractive to like usually the opposite or like the same gender. Like depends on your preference. So you know like wanna seem attractive. Even for male, like vice versa, like you said.
Yeah. But for me, say personally, I try not to believe it because I think, I mean, like you said, if you want to impress somebody, you try to do something. Like, let's say you're the person that you have a crush on likes football, and then you'll try to kind of gain some knowledge on football and be like, oh my God, do you know about Pele? Or like,
Messy.
저기 선생님, 혹시 메시 좋아하세요?
you know, my favorite player is Messi, you know, but like that's what you do, you know. But I don't think physical appearance alter garne gari validation seek garnu parts, okay? Like it's not good to do that, and it's not worth it, girls. Like listen to me, like Zani, if a guy is like, I like taller women, don't fucking feel bad about it that you're not like usko view ma tall enough, because like it's not worth it. Okay, because I don't think a single person, male or female or non-binary, has the power to subject you to a certain beauty standard. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's sad, but it's like true, ne? Like
Yeah.
the thing is, like male cook beauty standard, like what females do. It's I think youth is one of like the major beauty like standard that women try to fit into male standard. Mate, don't you guys think so? Youth,
Yeah.
like youngness.
Yeah.
Ani पहिला special अहिले भन्दा नि पहिला चाहिँ oh like be young like otherwise your husband may leave you or like whatever. It used to be a thing नि पहिला चाहिँ. I
Yeah.
did like a whole English literature like assignment
Yeah,
on this
those
topic. So like
anti-aging creams,
yeah.
advertisements,
Botox
Mm-hmm.
even plastic surgeries.
hmm, to maintain their youth.
Like as much as I try not to give like people the power to subject me to a beauty standard, it is the harsh reality that it happens when it, okay, for a lot of women. And like Anna, you mentioned, I have also heard this so many times. Like my cousin Aru, who are like, let's say 28 plus, you know, they're single. They're always told to get married. Okay, they're like, "Buri huna sat timle ketaharu paunदैन रे." Like, shut up. And let me just share this one story. Okay, so my one of my cousins, he's like 35, you know, and he's not married, and such I swear I wanted to punch him when he said this, but like my mother wanted to set him up with this female who was also 35. Okay, so they're the same age, no? And you know what he had the audacities to say, "Hey, hoina tere buri bhayo re." I was like, excuse me.
That's super ironic.
Yeah.
But like you know, Resha like psychology and everything, like how youth is like. This is like very geeky part of it. So like how like I mean, youth means like you know like reproduction and everything, but it's like subconscious or something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's subconsciously, but I mean, that was, I don't know, pretty paila ko study that we studied psychology. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but that is super true as well.
Yeah.
Like,
No, because I mean you but also you, this is kind of true, okay, because I think as women we've always kind of looked at older men, and me also, I prefer older men. Like I can't look
but
at
that's like
young men.
stability. There are like stability and higher social standard according to psychological studies. Right? That is also very true. Kiniki older means like they're more stable, like stable jobs
Yeah,
and whatever.
financially,
Like,
pani.
yeah,
So like,
or like you and your child.
yeah, so like when you're at the stage of reproduction and you know you can't work, you have someone who is stable enough to provide for you, according to that study, Jamie.
You find people attractive.
So that's why
Super
they're
interesting.
attracted. I mean, subconsciously.
That's a pretty interesting perspective, honestly, because like I don't know, I didn't think it was because of stability. I just never really, I could look at younger people and say, oh yeah, I'll date them, like, you know. Yeah, I used to be like, that's younger, ew.
I don't.
But
Yeah.
but if we're looking at it, when women are older, the example that I gave, women like you guys mentioned, women's youth is so celebrated that once a woman starts getting older, it is looked at as like, oh, get married fast, or like, like saying, just
Mm.
get done with your youth. Oh, oh my God! I just had this awakening.
Epiphany.
Women are like asked to almost grow up faster just because they're aging, which is so weird because
Yeah, they have to mature earlier.
yeah.
I mean, they mature earlier compared to guys, but
Mm. Yeah. So guys who kiss my like, oh, he's a bachelor, like, oh, hot man in his 40s, happy for a girl, because she's like, oh, so sad, she has no child, no husband, like, what's she
she's
doing with her
already
life?
40.
Yeah.
Sorry. So going back to the question that we initially started from about male validation and male gaze, we had this discussion in our English class about these posters, advertisement about, I don't know, cars or alcohol to lure men to, buy them by putting these girls in those advertisement so that these men get attracted to the advertisement. Okay, does it make sense?
Yeah.
So like in that way, I feel like beauty standard for women is kind of also somewhat, I wouldn't say completely, based on male validation to it as well.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of feeding into the male gaze, funny, okay?
Yeah.
Like with you remember these I don't know if you guys know, but like middle school logic, there was this Salisbury, and we had this one advertisement for this zinc sogikyo alcohol, and there was Sunny Leone in it, and she was wearing like a bikini type-ish luga, and
Mm.
like the context doesn't fit, okay? Like why would
Yeah.
there
Think
be
about it.
Have you
It's
guys
so
ever seen?
unnecessary.
Have you guys ever seen a female collide product this much a male advertisement? Huh? I'm just curious.
no.
Oh my god,
Trying
no.
to think of
It's
one.
like, whoa, that sounds very much like
Yeah.
objectifying women
Yeah.
in ways. Like those
Imagine like a
advertisements.
skincare product from a like man. That's
Yeah.
just weird, like or like any like,
Oh my god, yeah.
You know, like most of the household items that are sold to women, because they're like
Mm.
the main market or like the audience target is women, like Madhuri Dixit and all of them are in it, okay? Like Kajol and everything and all.
Mm.
But for products like alcohol, which is mostly catered towards men, oh my God, I don't want to complete that sentence, but you get what I'm
The
saying.
marketing.
More than marketing, it is about feeding into the male gaze. Okay, and that's freaking bad. Like,
Mm. Marketing,
Exactly.
yeah, that's true. No, because when we were young, we were like, okay, like I thought like skinny men being good, like just skinny, but now it's like skinny is also being bad. Like you need to be a little voluptuous. Or like now it's like, oh my god, like I'm so flat, or that also exists. Also.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think what you said kind of also revolves around the male validation. How Aile, because and this kind of sounds bad, but because like thicker bodies is more in trend, like how hourglass figure and everything, because it's more in trend now than like petite and slim bodies, which was before Victoria's Secret bodies. Now it's like more, I don't want to say it, but like Kardashian bodies, but because of that, like men kind of say they like thicker women, they like women who have like a big ass and big boobs.
Mm.
And I think when we kind of look at it from like a perspective of trying to please the men, then it kind of gets bad. But if we're like kind of doing it because we idealize these women like the Kardashians, then it's also bad because like
True.
Yeah.
we're trying to get a body
So,
that
But even for
mm,
men though, like these standards do exist. I think mainly height ko kurama sa male. Like first
yeah.
thing I
I
can
feel like
think of
also
is.
about alikati masculine body, like not being
Mhm.
super lean. I feel
Mm.
like that's there for men too.
So I don't know if
So
it's
this,
just Nepal mai, but I feel like everybody is like and I say everybody is like everybody finds like everybody like TK like male ko kurama. Because if somebody is already thicker, like nobody's gonna be like, oh, like you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but then still like this concept of men going to gym is still there.
Yeah.
I feel like
True.
there's
To be
still
bulky
like
and
this
stuff.
beauty standard for men as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you like there's that question ni like male command can it arms or 6 abs or something facts.
Bro, that is like the stupid, like, that's like, why would it matter? Okay. But also, like, that's so true. Because, like we said like, paila pani, but like, beauty standards is different according to different locations. And if we look at the beauty standards in Korea, it's more, soft looking boys, fair skinned boys, colorism, which we'll talk about later, okay? But fair skinned boys, more like soft boy looking typish, no? But in India, it's so like masculine bodies, like those 8 pack abs and more, John Abraham, like, big muscles. That's what it is. And if you're looking at it, it's not just for men, but also for women. But like the bodies that are advertised and shown in Bollywood movies as desirable is not what the average Indian or like an average Nepali or average male looks like in general, Pani, okay? And that's a very toxic thing because I read it somewhere that Unzani, an average Indian doesn't look like Shah Rukh Khan with this 8 pack abs and those muscular muscles, okay? And that's when bodies like those, which kind of exude ultra masculinity, is promoted to men, it is a bad or like a toxic thing to ask of them. And that's what male beauty standards almost is, okay?
Like beauty standards in general is this the concept, right? But the thing, I feel like it's more about, when you see someone who's so different from you, you're like, I'm not like that. So you automatically feel inferior to it and you feel like they're better, okay? Because you don't have those qualities. Maybe they might be thicker than you, or maybe they might be thinner than you, okay? It does not matter. But since you're not the way that you see them as, you feel like you're not meeting the standards. Do you get what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's why plastic surgery exists to meet those standards.
Do you know one thing about plastic surgery? So I saw this video, which I think Anna saw it too. So like this plastic surgery that initially started after a Korean War when American doctors started doing this eyelid surgery to the Koreans so that they appear more beautiful, like for girls and for men, so that the Americans could trust the Koreans more. Okay? That's why the eyelid surgery was done. And now, like, it's
I
such a
have
big
not watched that
Korea.
video. Super interesting.
Me
You
neither.
did?
It's like I think like beauty standards to a certain extent are like very Eurocentric. Can like eyelids, like your bio, like nose, so like ethnic nose are also not beautiful. You need to have like a small nose with like a bridge.
Mhm.
In Asian culture, there is no bridge, and we have like monolids, thin lips, neither. But then it's like
True.
super like big lips, Kylie Jenner lips, and everything is
Okay,
trendy.
the thing is that you just want to be something different than what you already are. Think about it. Like us, like brown people, there's ads such as Fair and Lovely so that we can be more fair. And for I don't know, white people, they want to be tanner. For people with monolids, they want double eyelids. It's like they just want to be who they aren't, you know? Sort of.
Yeah, basically.
That is what beauty standard is.
And just going back to the male beauty standards, you know how like ultra masculinity and like these big ass muscles are kind of like this thing for men, like, kind of the beauty ideal for men. That's what leads them to take steroids if they don't have natural muscle gain, I know. And the same thing with women is because for a long time it was more thinner bodies, it was unhealthy eating habits like diets, detox teas and slim teas, and K-pop diets, IU diets, the Jenny diets, if you guys remember.
Oh my
They were,
god, yeah.
they were
My
so,
YouTube recommendation is filled with
Yeah.
these videos about following IU diet for a week or Jenny diet.
I don't think there's a Jenny diet. The
There
IU diet.
is like
Because
K-pop
there is.
idols diet.
No, kinikip kaya I think like this IU diet still existed and it was okay for it to exist or like how to be thin like IU. So I think like when you even see like interviews, I like K-pop idols. Like or like Blackpink or I think like they're like, oh no, like I eat normally, like I diet sometimes. Like they don't ever say like they eat just like 2 bananas. That's not okay, Nita. So I think like they just like lie and you say like this is just how it is, even though like they go on hardcore diets, which is worse, I think, than like lying. Than like,
It's
yeah,
gone
that is
bad.
worse. Bad.
Cause
Yeah.
like
The girls they think that oh like they're like this naturally, like why am I not
yeah,
like this?
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what goes behind the cameras, and if they say that it's a natural thing, then of course it's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
make
so.
others insecure about themselves. Like it's a very
Mm.
natural thing to happen.
But like I think like these diets, especially like the IU diets and the K-pop diets, that they just promoted unhealthy eating habits. Okay, because it was like a portion of a meal, like in an hour type ish. Okay, like in like let's say there was like 4 portion per day. Okay, and like I remember this video that Lakila did. You guys know Lakila, no? She did like I think she
Yeah,
followed
cup
Jenny diet.
diet.
Yeah, the cup diet. She ate in a cup for a week. I was like, oh, like what is going inside your body and coming out? Like, how are you? Like, that's not even healthy. Okay? And I think these diets should not exist because I'm okay with like those glow eating challenges because it makes you want to challenge yourself and exercise and but I'm not okay with these diets that literally promote unhealthy eating habits. Okay, you know what I mean? And
That's
I
not like healthy. And then you want to be healthy, so like that's not healthy. Overeating is also not healthy. Like binge eating or like eating like 10 burgers a day is also not healthy. But so is not like, just like eating in a tiny cup.
Yeah, but
Like
this
just
like wanting to be slim or to you know, I feel like it's there when एकदमै हामी सानो एजबाट नै के
but
and
like a funny thing now that I realized earlier is like when you do go on a diet or like you're trying to be slim or whatever, like aren't you still worried like oh my god like I'm gonna lose all my weight and I'm gonna be like super skinny bunny? I don't know if it's just my mind because like even being skinny is also not good. Being like thick is like like being a little thicker is also not. You have to be like perfect body with like the hourglass figure, like the hips and like the thighs. Like it's like so absurd. Like what do you want? Like
I
Barbie.
Bro, I will literally say this, but beauty standards is a joke. Literally, it is always changing. Okay, like remember, Paila it was slim bodies, but now it is more thicker bodies. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like I kind of fall into the thicker body category because I have like bigger thighs and everything. And the thing is, Paila I wanted to be skinny, but now kind of like my body is like the ideal, and I'm like here like excuse me, like all like last year I tried to fucking starve myself and like not eat, I know. But now all of a sudden, like my body is beautiful. Anyways, but I also wanted to touch on something that Anna just mentioned. Overeating and not eating at all is eating disorders, and we're not trying to make light of it. So please don't think of it like that, I know. But we also are trying to suggest that it is better if you seek help if you are doing such things because and we like completely try to discourage you from doing it or like even trying to gain weight or lose weight to seek for validation from anybody. Like that's not good at all, so we discourage you from that. However, if you are suffering from any eating disorders, we hope that you recover and also seek for help if you need it. And that's kind of like something that we don't want you to misinterpret from this episode.
basically just what we're trying to say, just stay healthy, like eat what is good for your body, exercise, and yeah, it's not about being skinny or thick, just being healthy and happy. So on
Yeah.
that note,
Yes.
on that cheesy note, we are going to wrap up this episode. So thank you everyone who tuned in this episode. If you want to hear more from us, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram for updates and additional information. You can also reach out to us through our Confess page with any questions, recommendation, requests, corrections, or opinions. As always, our socials along with additional sources will be linked in the description below. And once again, thank you for listening and hope that you'll tune in for the next episode next week as well. Oh, by the way, we will also be mentioning the links of the study that we have mentioned in this video. So if you are interested to learn more about it, then it will be in the description box. So on that note, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening.